Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to Off the Rails. I am your host, Austin Train. In the booth, not on camera today, Brian Gower. He's got a touch of the elephantitis, so he's got to be off camera. We are joined today, very famous special guests, one of the newest door guys at the La Jolla Comedy Store, and for Mental Health Awareness Week, the mental health expert, Blaze Tricoli.
Hi, I'm Blaze Tricoli, and I'm reporting for podcast duty.
All right, thank you for being. I almost said thank you for having us. What if you took over the podcast?
It would be a lot better. We'd move stuff around. That's more water. Hey, don't get full throttle on there. We're a Bang energy drink podcast.
Oh, whoa! We're actually Amp Mountain Dew Amp energy drink podcast.
I haven't seen one of those in a while. Do they still?
Every time I go on the road, they're like everywhere outside of Southern California.
Oh, all right.
I'll buy like 4 at a time when I go on the road. I don't drink them all then and there, but I'll bring them home. Look at this loot. Look at all this plunder I've gotten from the road.
Have we started the podcast?
The podcast has officially begun. We edited out all the slurs you used at the beginning.
Just do a quick cut.
Yeah, we had to do a little editing. Blaze has some interesting opinions about women. We had to kind of cut that out. We're trying to increase our market share among women 18 to 34. The prime breeding age.
I'm looking to breed. Make even more 18 to 24-year-old women
34.
Well,
says you.
Come on, man. All right. Next question.
Okay. How are you liking Blaze is the newest door guy at the La Jolla Comedy Store? Some might say the better of the two comedy stores.
I would say that.
The more prestigious.
Well, at La Jolla, if you're a door guy, you get 6 minutes on Tuesdays instead of 3.
Damn, you hear that? You hear that, Hollywood? You're getting usurped.
Yeah. And you get $17 an hour.
Nice.
I think more, actually.
You don't know how much you're getting paid?
I don't know. It's not. I don't do it for. I don't do it for the money. I do it because I love helping customers. I love being on a team. I love working with a team. I just love seeing a smile on somebody's face and watching them enjoy live stand-up comedy.
Okay. I admire that. I respect that.
A lot of people that work at comedy clubs, they work there because they're trying to be a comedian. Me, I always wanted to
be a waitress.
I always wanted to do customer service, be a server, but I'm not good enough at it. So I had to do comedy for 10 years, get funny enough
to become
to where the Comedy Store hired me, and now I can do what I really wanted to do, but I'm not good at.
Which is clean up the bathrooms,
clean up,
argue with customers over where to sit,
and get yelled at.
Get yelled at. Just all this stuff that I have no aptitude in, but I love.
That's fine. So you seem like you're very cordial, like you're very hospitable.
Yeah. One time, because you say the same stuff over and over, it becomes like there's no meaning to it.
Yeah.
And then when I started reversing like the words, like you're supposed to tell people not to park at the grocery store across the street, and I'll be like, don't tow because they park across the street. Like stuff like
on
that.
Accident or on purpose?
On accident, just
Is this part of your deconstruction of comedy routine?
Just deconstructing language as a customer service sort of.
We used to do when we were seating people, we would just make up names. We're like, oh, please follow Evander Holyfield to your seat. Like, please follow. Okay. Yeah. Then we would just start using names.
That's funny.
There was one guy we worked with named Albert Linton who worked in the popcorn.
I remember him.
I mean, pretty much he didn't do anything. Like that was his spot. Was he made popcorn? It's like this little booth, and we would like, please follow Albert.
That's a job. Like you're just popcorn all day?
Well, if you're like old,
That's pretty sick.
well, it's not like all day, but like instead of like they would occasionally see people, but we just had them posted up selling popcorn, and it's usually like the oldest or just the laziest.
I'm gonna do up my resume and be
Yeah.
like, "What do you want to do? I want to be popcorn
I'm
guy."
the popcorn guy.
You just changed how I think of the popcorn people. Because there's a couple of popcorn people. I didn't know that's why they.
Well,
were
that's what it was back in my day.
It
I
might
don't
be
know what
different.
you kids are doing there.
They
now.
do have to walk the popcorn out to tables.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like if it's like a
They
big
didn't
show.
have to do that.
Yeah,
back in my day.
yeah. I've sometimes the servers come up and grab it, but I've seen them having to do that.
These servers are getting lazy.
So yeah, it's doesn't look like any old person off the street could just do it because they're not letting me do it.
Well, they also probably just don't want your hair getting in the popcorn.
No, they don't.
I was at a pokey place and I saw a guy with like the facial hairnet.
Yeah,
When I was like staring at him and he's like, "Oh, hello," and I was like, "Oh, no, I'm sorry, I just saw I didn't know that they had those for your face."
I had to wear one of those like I used to work at Vaughn's and I worked in the deli and they made me wear a beard net.
Really?
Yeah. That's all there is to that story.
That's pretty sick, dude.
I mean,
Yeah.
it makes sense.
Yeah.
You just get like you're like, "Oh, cool! I'm eating to my hoagie." I'm just like, "Oh, sick."
It's it's like a beard for your beard.
Well,
What? Oh, the face.
Yeah,
facial
yeah. It's
hairnet.
just like more beard.
I had a drummer once who worked for like a catering company, and it's like they kind of went through and be like, "Oh, if you have a beard, you have to wear one of those beard nets." And he was like, "This is fucked up. This is prejudiced." I'm like, "No, he's just a young white kid."
How do you
He
feel
needed-
being prejudiced against, Blaze? He will judge you
because of a beard.
on your beard.
And then they judge me even more once they start talking to me. You know what would be crazy is having a beard net during like COVID because you also the mask.
Oh, I thought you were going to
beard
say
net.
during 9/11.
Yeah, during 9/11, that'd be crazy.
All the guys hijacking the planes had to wear beard nets.
Yeah, they didn't want to get hair.
We don't want hair getting into the fire. Have you ever smelt burnt hair? Oh God. Anyways, time to fly this plane
That's
into
the
the building.
worst part of it.
And the worst part was that no one got any work done on that day. That's your boss on 9/11. No one did their job.
My boss on 9/11 would tell me, "Yeah, you do this, you don't have to come in 9/12."
If you fly a plane into the building,
You get the next week off.
you get time and a half for flying this plane into the building.
Yeah.
Blaze, where were you on 9/11?
I was in Warner Springs, California. Were you actually
With
asking me?
Muhammad Atta?
Yeah.
Do you know who that is?
One of the 9/11 guys.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
I'm gonna ask you who people are.
Yeah, I think
And
he's,
if
he was like,
if you don't know who they are, me and Brian are gonna point and laugh at you. Like,
know,
what a
I-
fucking idiot.
I know
That's why
him.
they don't let you do the popcorn machine.
He was like he's like a clean cut one, very nice guy, very charming. No one
Always
ever
said-
suspected him.
Yeah, always remembered your kid's name.
Yeah,
Like, how's the wife and kids?
Mohammed Atta.
He's a very yes, ma'am. kind of
Yeah.
guy. He's
He was
very
one of those guys that would just light up a room. And on 9/11, he lit up even more than that.
He lit up numerous rooms and
Yes.
numerous floors
Yes.
containing a multitude of rooms.
Yeah.
They actually planned it at Cheetahs, the strip club in San Diego.
Really?
Yeah, some of them were here. I remember because San Diego's like a town. It's like kind of big, but it's like small enough where things will happen on a global scale, and they'll try to find a connection. And then they tried to, like, I remember in the newspaper they're like, oh, like these guys were planning some of it in San Diego.
You'd think Cheetahs would advertise that more.
It's like how you go to Rutgers and it's JFK, and then
Yeah.
they have like Cheetahs. They have the guys like
Yeah,
with the strippers.
like
They just have a picture of the second tower going down.
yeah, because Kansas City Barbecue makes it a big deal because of the Tom Cruise movie. What is it, Top Gun?
Top Gun.
Yeah, because they had a scene there. Cheetahs should have Muhammad Atta on the wall.
Yeah. That'd be sick.
Yeah, and then it's sort of anti-terror. So they were allowed to go to strip clubs?
Yeah, there's
So they didn't take it seriously.
no, you're allowed to break the rules in order to do jihad. They give people like if you're gonna do a holy war, they go like, oh, you can break the rules.
Oh, so you
Like so basically they're an undercover cop.
were you trying
So
to
like they're undercover cops, but for like terrorism.
Oh, okay.
And so when people say like, oh, undercover cops won't do drugs. That's bullshit. They do drugs. Like if somebody offers them a blunt, like they're gonna hit it because they want to throw off suspicion. Like also, if you ask somebody if they're a cop, they can also just lie to you because that would be the stupidest. That'd be like the most stupid trick. They're like, oh, there's nothing we can do. It's like, no, you're undercover cop. You can just lie. And if you're undercover doing the Lord's work, you can go to strip clubs and break Sharia law.
It's a lot of work to just have a little fun, though.
Yeah.
It was an off night.
What?
That they go to Cheetahs and it's like, this is our B team today. It's like,
Oh,
God
they
damn
go.
it.
They don't know that you're not supposed to go in the afternoon,
Yeah.
so they go for the afternoon, and they're just like,
Well, at least
what is this? These women are so ugly.
no, they go, Allah damn it.
Allah damn. I don't think they say that. What's the? We should have asked Shara when she was on. Anyways, you know Ball, right, Blaze?
Lonzo?
You know Lonzo Ball and
Yeah.
LeVar Ball.
Yes. Ball in the family.
Who is the Nikola Jokic of women's premier lacrosse?
Leticia Leveticic?
Leveticic? I like that.
Yes.
I like that. That's a very cross cultural name that you just came up with.
Thank you.
Nice.
I'm Blaze Tricoli, and that was my my
I'm Blake
podcast
Tricoli,
routine.
and I'm reporting for racism.
No, I don't watch women's lacrosse.
I don't even know if there is a women's lacrosse league.
I only watch male NBA basketball.
Male
in terms
NBA?
of sports,
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, the MNBA.
When
Have
did
you ever
start
heard of it?
The MNBA.
Yeah.
The MenBA.
Yeah.
That's what I like to call it. Is the MenBA.
Yeah.
When did you start watching basketball?
I used to watch it when I was a kid, like the Reggie Miller, Jordan era. I would watch it then. And then there was a long time I stopped watching it. And then there was the year that Reggie Miller gave his Hall of Fame speech. I started watching it again.
The Reggie Miller inspired you to get back into basketball?
Yeah. I liked...
You like Reggie Miller?
When I was a kid, he was my favorite because I liked three-pointers. Now, I don't know if I would be into him as much, given his personality.
Dude, he sucks on broadcast.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
hard.
Yeah.
It's so because he was like known as a trash talker, and he's awful on the mic. Reggie Miller's Hall of Fame basketball player, who's works at the broadcast booth. Him and Bill Walton was pretty rough to listen to too.
Yeah, he like tries to kind of like hype stuff up and invent stuff, but none of it's authentic.
What?
Like
Reggie?
when he's broadcasting stuff.
Because Bill Walton, I remember he just would stop making sense at some point.
Bill Walton lived in San Diego. I used to see him riding his bike.
San Diego boy.
Yeah.
Also two-time national collegiate champion at UCLA. Wait, he lived in San Diego? He came back to live in San Diego?
I used to see him riding his bike. There's no other white guys that tall. It had to have been him.
When was this?
In like downtown. It was before he was dead, for sure.
He was riding how big was his bicycle?
It's pretty big. No, I think he was a biker. I used to see him around.
Was it like one of those old 1800s bike with the huge front wheel?
Yeah,
But it has two of them.
Yeah. But he has like they're both two giant wheels. It'd be funny to see because like they used to use elephants in warfare. If you just like, they just started putting NBA players on elephants and having them ride around, dude. That would be sick, dude. What if Shaq is dressed up as the genie from Kazam, and he's just riding around on an elephant, dude?
Why elephants?
Because it's huge.
I mean,
hippos fuck people up. They should just have a bunch of hippos.
Because you could ride an elephant, but you can't. A hippo would kill you.
Hippos are harder to train. It's like the medium, and then elephants are more powerful. I'm surprised the Hamas didn't use elephants. That would have been.
It could have just been.
Dude, you hear Ride of the Valkyries, and then just a bunch of guys on elephants stomping into Tel Aviv.
Yeah, and then it would have. I mean, people care about animals more than people. So if it's like a drone blowing up an elephant, Hamas might actually garner more support from the world.
It'd be funny if Hamas was just sneaking elephants through those tunnels.
All these elephants.
Like it's almost like, in a cartoon like Hammer Space, where like, Oscar the Grouch's trash can, they had there was like a joke that like you would go down, there's like multiple stories. Or like, they pull like a mallet out of a bag and they just keep pulling something out of the bag. It's called Hammer Space.
Yeah, like Felix the cat.
Yeah. Like cartoon shit where you just keep pulling, but it's like that. But it's like they go down there and like the tunnels are just like super nice, and they just have elephants. They have a zoo. All the hostages are just at this petting zoo. And they're like, we have to rescue the hostages, and the hostages are just chilling with some goats, and they're just like, no, I'm good.
Yeah.
It's a world that I'd like to live in, but unfortunately, most of the hostages are dead.
Oh.
I don't know.
Like, just bring it down.
Yeah, way to kill the riff, Blaze.
What about?
Well, I started getting offended. By making light of such a tragic situation.
I'm Blaze Tricoli, and I'm reporting for Hamas.
You're saying it's like hard to like train like hippos. What if they just put a bunch of armor on hippos and then just let them loose? So it'd be like D-Day.
That's basically just a rhino.
You would have to
like an armor-plated hippo.
Yeah,
is
just
a
like
rhino.
get after him.
Here's the thing.
Get after Jerry.
If you were using hippos for warfare, you would use hippos to guard something because they are highly territorial. I would think hippos would be best used maybe if you had a moat. Mm-hmm. They would be about as good as crocodiles probably, except for they'd come out of the water and a little bit more. So I think hippos would be good if you had like a moat.
Hippos need to be in the water, right?
Yeah, you can't just have at some point, yeah. They graze in the water. They prefer pooping in the water, I think.
Well, who doesn't?
Yeah.
I love a good water poop.
Water shit.
And they don't swim either, which is interesting. They just walk on the ground under the water.
Hippos?
Yeah, they don't swim.
They can't swim?
I don't know if they can or they don't, but they just walk.
Well, it's a good move if you're in the pool.
Yeah.
Just kind of you're in 5 feet, just walking. I like
Wait a minute. So they never because I swear to God, I thought I've seen them swimming.
Yeah, but like it's their feet hitting the ground, and then maybe they'll propel themselves a little bit.
Can they float?
I've never seen one just floating. They're always on their feet.
I feel like they've been on the top of the water.
Yeah, but it's always like in a river that's always looks like it's gonna be gone in a little bit.
Yeah.
Oh. Okay, so no hippos for
and if this isn't true, it was a riff.
This is a non-fact checking podcast.
Yeah, this is a Liberty podcast.
Hippos cannot swim at all. And I'm saying that now that I know it's a non-fact.
Also, hippos are gay.
Well, you know what the gayest animal is? Now that we're on to what I'm an expert at.
The Black Widow.
Negative. Giraffes.
Giraffes are the gayest animal.
Yeah, it's reported that over 96% of male giraffes have engaged in homosexual behavior, including necking.
Well, that's just a phase.
Cuddling.
The drafts are just confused.
It's just during their college years.
Yeah, the college years, dude. They send the giraffes out to State University to get their rocks off.
And
It's all this so they can get into the giraffe fraternity. They have to suck another giraffe's cock.
Hazing.
Yeah, they just get hazed, dude.
I know that that is, you're being humorous, but it's also it's an excellent point because just because something engages in homosexual behavior does not mean it's homosexual.
A lot of animals do gay stuff.
Yeah. I mean, it's like, hey, I need to get the cum out of my balls. Like who? It's like who doesn't?
Who?
And also, dude, you ever just do it to practice for when you are with a woman?
Yeah.
Just practicing, man.
Yeah, sure. I just have sex with a giraffe.
Yeah, and people are like, you're gay, and it's like, you're talking about practice?
Yeah.
Not
woman.
A game. not actual
game.
Sex.
You're talking practice.
Like, this is just practice, man.
Yeah. Where I'm in love with a woman.
Wow. You make some very valid points, Blaze.
Next animal. Now.
Next animal. Spiders. Blaze rescued a spider earlier.
Nice.
It was a false widow.
I believe it was a false widow.
Which is when a spider's husband is pretending to be dead to escape from gambling debts. That's a false widow.
Just for the people that listen to this, that is he's doing humor. I don't think that's not actually a part of
I
the
just
spider.
do the truth, dude.
Well, no, it's actually when the male widow goes out for a pack of smokes.
Oh, he doesn't come back. He's a false widow.
Male widows are much smaller than the females in that species, and when they attempt to mate, they do have to also try to avoid being killed. So it would be stressful, and you would want to go
who
get
are these
cigarettes.
widows? My ex-wife?
Oh my god, bro! Oh my
Don't
god!
hurt him now.
Wait, which one?
There's been a lot.
Yeah.
Yes, my life is a minefield of failed relationships.
A lot of I didn't realize how afraid people were of spiders. People have a lot of misconceptions about spiders.
Well, I always thought that black widows would kill you.
Yeah, that'd be like
And I just, like a couple days ago, found out, no, they generally won't kill you. It sucks.
Yeah, it's very painful because and also it's hard to treat the pain because it's something that I think it attacks your nervous system directly.
Yeah.
So it's like taking like painkillers won't do a lot unless it's like, I don't know.
How many kinds of spiders can kill you? So brown recluse will kill you.
Well, a black widow can, but it's like if you're a baby or old or whatever, you get I think like one or
so
two people have died. Yeah, if you're that rare bitch. So everyone who has died of a black widow, okay, hope.
But brown recluses can kill you, right?
No,
they have like an anti-protein.
They can. Sometimes people have to get like limbs amputated because of those, but like I think when that happens, it might be more of an issue with our healthcare system. Like it.
Damn.
And not to get political or anything, but it'd be rare, very rare for a.
Well, there's a lot of misinformation because it's all these black widows and brown recluses that they just tell you on TV.
Yeah, brown widows are out competing black widows here in California. Oh. They are less venomous, but get out of our country. Now,
they are they're less venomous, however, they are more hardworking. And they're willing to work longer hours for less pay.
Yeah, and they're more aggressive.
Yeah,
they are.
And you can tell a brown widow by its MS-13 tattoos on its knuckles.
The most dangerous spider. Okay, next spider, guys.
Spider.
Let's keep on point. Is the Brazilian wandering spider.
Whoa,
that is the most lethal spider.
Brazilian wandering spider.
Yeah, it's a large sort of like it kind of like. Looks like a wolf spider, pretty aggressive. They also call it a banana spider because they'll end up in
I've heard of banana spider.
Yeah, they'll end up in those bushels of bananas. But the venom gives you a pretty massive erection.
Does it give you a boner?
Yeah, it gives you a pretty.
While
pretty
you're
hard.
dying, is that what you die from? Because all your blood goes to your boner.
Yeah, you get killed from the women ripping you apart trying to get that.
Trying to get to that banana, dude.
Yeah, that's what
You get bit by a spider. It's like one of those Axe commercials. You're running around.
You're running around dragging your elephantitis-sized penis in a wheelbarrow.
I think they are looking into if they can use that venom
for boner pills.
Yeah, as a boner pill.
Sick, dude.
Did you hear about that kid? I think this was in South America that watched Spider-Man and then let like a Black Widow or something bite him because he wanted to he thought that's how you become Spider-Man.
And that's how Miles Morales from Enter the Spider-Verse.
Who's Miles Morales? See,
He's
this is what I was worried about. I was like, send me an itinerary. I don't want any references that I don't understand.
Miles Morales is Black Spider-Man. They did a new Spider-Man, but he's a half black, half Puerto Rican kid from the Bronx instead of a white kid from Queens.
Is this like brand new?
No, I mean you ever see the Spider-Verse movies?
No.
Okay, well,
I get
you should check them out.
I feel like Spider-Man. I don't want to give away my whole act, but
you're like, I'm a spider. I'm not a Spider-Man. I'm a spider, man.
Oh, I'm a Spider-Man.
Yeah.
No, I just get offended because I feel like Spider-Man does not do enough to represent, like, to call himself Spider-Man.
He in one of them, he starts transforming into a spider.
Yeah, but he never tries to have sex with a spider. His webbing comes from his wrist, not his thorax.
Well, that's actually in Spider-Man 2099. it comes out of his No, wait a minute. No, does it come out of his wrist? I think it does come out of his wrist. It must be one of the parody Spider-Mans where it comes out of his butt. On Venture Brothers and then on The Boys, they have like a Spider-Man parody where it comes out of his right above his ass.
So out of his spinal cord area?
I don't know. Do humans have a thorax?
We don't. Which is why
that sounds like a cool name for a metal band. Is thorax?
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Are you scared of any of those Australian spiders?
Well, the one poisonous one in Australia is that funnel web. It looks sort of like a tarantula. It's the funnel web spider.
Yeah, aren't they fucking huge? Or no?
Medium size. I think tarantulas are bigger, but they are like large and black, and they just sit in a hole and wait for stuff.
The funnel spider?
Yeah.
The funnel web spider?
Yeah, funnel web spider.
Why is it called? Is it since it just hangs out in a hole?
This isn't a fact checking podcast, right?
No.
Oh yeah, it does.
This is a freedom loving podcast.
Or is it a trap door?
Yeah, it's like a trap door. It buries the web over it, and then things come around. He can feel it.
Oh, I saw a video of one of those getting something, and I was like, oh my god, that must suck so much to be a bug. Because you're just walking around dude, I hope I don't get devoured in a horrendous way. And then you do.
Yeah.
It's that sucks, dude. What about the camel spider?
I don't even know if those have any danger to humans at all.
No, but they're big as fuck, right? They chase shadows. Somebody's telling me that they were in a rock or something, and that the camel spiders would chase your shadow. And if they bit you, they usually wouldn't bite you because they think you're something else. But if they bit you, it's it hurts a lot, but it's not poisonous.
I don't know. I don't believe any of that stuff. I've never heard of it, but
never heard of a camel
until
spider?
I'm able to fact check it if that's legal.
This is a freedom loving podcast. This is not a fact checking podcast.
This is all just stuff you see on the internet podcast.
Yeah.
Maybe you fabricated the spider part and you were just thinking about camels. Camel bite would hurt.
Wait, what's the biggest spider? It's the Goliath spider, right?
Yeah, it's like the Goliath bird-eating spider.
Oh, they had one of those at the San Diego Zoo.
Yeah.
It was really big, but it was just kind of chilling there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It was in a pretty small cage. And not but it's the insect thing, so it's it wasn't super big. I was I guess they don't really need to move around a lot. They could just kind of chill in a corner for ever.
I mean, and if you were the zoo owner, you would just tell people that. You know what I mean? That spider's not going to ever be I need more space. You just see a spider.
The spider has a single tear coming down its eyes.
It's like a goldfish. The bigger it is,
Spider's like, I want
spider
to
just
see the
grow
ocean.
to whatever. Yeah.
I want to see
You
the
dunk
ocean.
it in the
The
ocean.
spider
kill
puts
it.
up like one leg against the glass.
One paw.
Is it a paw?
Yes, spiders have paws. That's a fact for everybody at home. And another thing, butterflies have claws.
Oh, I've heard of butterflies having claws.
They look gnarly under like a microscope.
Yeah. There's a short story where they go back and forth between dimensions. And one dimension, they're like, "Oh, sweet, there's a bunch of butterflies." But then they see the butterflies just like rip like a cow apart, and they're like, "Uh-oh." And then they go back to their dimension, but a bunch of the butterflies had like burrowed under the fucking the machine they used to go between the dimensions, and then it just fucking killed everyone with its claws.
That sounds like a very upsetting fictional recount.
No, it was a true story.
Of time machines and butterflies.
Did you guys?
It's a dimension machine.
Did you guys hear this?
If you think about it, your phone is a dimension machine.
Did you guys hear this?
You tap your temple. Think about it.
Think about
I got
it.
the next animal. I've moved on.
We're moving on from spiders.
No. Well, maybe.
We could always.
It's my podcast. I've taken it over.
Whoa.
Well, because I saw this video, and this is just, I'm interject. I saw this video of this guy. He's like, look at this beautiful black widow, young black widow. And then he just picks it up, like on his hand. And then he brings it home and raises it. It gets huge. And he just lets it crawl on him. And he shows him biting. It's like, I'll be okay. And I'm like, who's this guy?
Well,
This guy is just be like, yeah, I'm fearless to me.
I was reading
it.
There's a guy who's been bitten by like 50 different venomous snakes, and he survived them. But he's like he's trying to like make it so his blood can be like they can develop an anti-venom from his blood. And I guess he said after 9/11 he like got bitten by 2 different venomous snakes of the same. I guess he got really amped up after 9/11. And I forget where I saw this, but he's like he's been bitten by a bunch of different venomous snakes and developed like a resistance to it.
Well, it's just like kind of to prove it's like, oh, black widows aren't so scary. And I'm like, yeah, I still don't want to get bit by one or hold one. I'm cool.
Yeah, if they're walking on you, and as long as you don't squeeze or pinch them, they probably won't bite you because it's kind of just like the ground to them. And their tendency is to try to get away from you, play dead, that kind of thing. They're not really aggressive.
Whenever I get pissed off, I just start biting the ground.
Yeah.
Just chewing on
Just
some
bite
pile.
around.
Like,
I
God
just
damn it.
bite whatever.
Yeah, there was an article that just came out about squirrels, and there's some squirrel species that have been recorded being carnivorous.
Really?
Yeah, squirrels eating other, I think, rodents.
All right.
Where?
I think in America, I think it was just like regular ground squirrels.
Was it due to like a lack of food, or is it just are the squirrels evolving?
Due to hatred in the squirrels' hearts. Squirrels are a gnarly shit animal.
Oh, hold on.
There you go. Like, I'm cuter than you.
Yeah.
They just start eating.
Yeah, jealousy. The squirrels were jealous. I would look up exactly what they were eating, but this is a non-fact checking podcast, so I don't want to. So the squirrels, from my recollection, were eating dogs.
Okay.
Multiple
They ganged
squirrels
up on
jumped.
one
Yeah,
dog.
yeah. This girl's, she's like, my dog, it just got taken right in front of me. There's 50 squirrels.
The girl was like, she yelled at the squirrels, and then the squirrels flipped her off.
Yeah, I do not like squirrels. One of my least favorite animals.
Really?
Yeah, they're just obnoxious.
Yeah, they're kind of whatever. I mean, like they're kind of fun to like watch them hop around, but then it's also like I'd rather just watch a bunny hop around.
I'd rather watch a chipmunk, dog. But chipmunks are like, there's way cuter, dude. Why squirrel
Where
is
do they
a
have
lesser?
where do they have chipmunks?
They have chipmunks here.
Where?
50, dude.
Would I be able to tell?
You
the
want
difference?
to? I'll get, if you're willing to go on an hour drive, I'll show you a chipmunk within 2 days. But
You just go on the
it's getting
hunt for
dark.
chipmunks?
We'll get out there. It's gonna be hard to find one at night, but
You start tracking them.
yeah, you go out just a little bit out into the country, you'll find some chipmunks. And
What's
mostly
the difference between them and squirrels?
Chipmunks are smaller and cuter, better, smarter, faster.
Stronger.
They're just more relatable. Like the squirrels just have this attitude, dude. They're territorial. They're disgusting. They make a lot of noise. They're anti-Semitic. Yeah. Kanye West has a song about them.
Yeah, squirrels.
Yep. Yeah, sorry. I don't want to offend anybody who likes squirrels, but I just don't.
It's all right. We're also an offensive.
Except the Indian painted squirrel. Okay, that's probably
the Indian painted.
That's
squirrel?
the best squirrel.
Is that a squirrel that's painted to look like an Indian? Do they put a little dot on the
there's some sports teams that kind of looks like it's just the coolest looking squirrel, but I bet when you met that squirrel, you'd be like, oh, you're still a squirrel though.
Yeah, you just look sick. Your looks can be deceiving.
Yeah, but you're still squirrely.
Is there any animals that do actually frighten you?
When I was a kid, I would get stung by bees and wasps a lot. So, like when I was a kid, there was a beehive right next to the door, and I was like, my head was right at like the entrance and exit. Mm-hmm. So every time I'd go outside, I get like stung in the head. So
every time.
Most of the times, yeah, I get stung a lot, and also one time I threw a rock at a beehive and then had to run with my dog, and we were. But bees, I'm okay with. Wasp, I've been stung enough by wasp, and every single time it's extremely painful. Mm-hmm. So I do get a little like whoa around wasps, except for tarantula hawks. That's a cool wasp. They're very nice.
Tarantula hawks don't bite people, do they?
They sting them.
Do they?
They could. They're one of the top 10 probably most painful stings. At least.
Tarantula hawk?
Yeah, that'd be like a really, really high amount of pain. We also have so if you want access to a lot of pain right here in San Diego, if you can capture they're not aggressive, so you'd have to
piss
poke
them off.
Yeah, basically poke its stinger into you. You can feel a lot of pain instantly. Also, velvet ants. It's a type of wasp, but it does not have wings.
A velvet ant?
That's what they're called. It's a type of wasp, though. It just looks like a fuzzy ant walking around on the ground.
This is crazy. Velvet ants aren't ants. Tarantula hawks aren't hawks. It'd be fucked up if it was a tarantula hawk, but it was like a hawk that looked like a tarantula flying around. That'd be fucking freaky. Yeah,
that'd be pretty. I'd be scared of that.
That'd be terrifying.
A flying tarantula. God damn.
Yeah. Are there any flying spiders, or just don't a few of them use their webs like a
paraglider?
Like a paraglider?
Probably. I heard that thing where like these baby spiders, like they all do something with like water. And they float around in like droplets, but
I think that's what I was thinking of. But I thought it was like they use their web like a parachute or like a hot air balloon.
I've seen them do it with like threads, but I don't know. I don't imagine them making parachutes, except for maybe for fun. But it seems not efficient.
This fucking spider is a daredevil. So velvet ants freak you out because they're
they don't. I like them actually.
So
they don't freak me out.
You're scared of velvet ants.
I'm not afraid of that. One of my favorite.
They make you wet your pants.
I was naming the two types of wasp that don't freak me out because I know tarantula hawks aren't aggressive and velvet ants don't fly. So even if they were, I'm not.
So do they look
red ants bother me.
Red? Well, red ants, are fucked up.
They are red, but there's also a white version of them.
White velvet?
Yeah, they're both
red ant. All right, dude, this is fucking this is going off the rails
with
here.
Austin
This
Train.
is too much.
And the white ants drive like
So there's two. There's two. Velvet ants just can be red or they can be white. Red ants is just a type of ant around here that stings and is annoying. I'm also kind of afraid of stingrays.
Stingrays are freaky
because when you're in a stingray area, there's so many of them, and it just feels like, how can I not step on one? And like when the waves are hitting you, like it's just Seaver when there's no way he could have avoided it.
Yeah. What about jellyfish?
I don't really see them a lot. Like I guess if I was in the water, that'd be, and you see one slowly coming at you, and you're like, "Don't touch me." That'd be scary. Yeah.
Yeah, they're fucking weird because they don't have brains. They just have a nervous system.
Yeah, it's like a plant that looks delicious. No, I don't know.
You just spread
You're just thinking like SpongeBob. It's like a cartoon.
peanut butter shark and jellyfish. So what kind of sharks do you see? Do you ever go snorkeling?
Yeah.
Do you see sharks over in La Jolla Cove?
Leopard sharks is the main thing you see.
How big are they?
Like 5 feet is the biggest ones around there.
Okay.
Like 4 to 5 feet.
About person size, a little bit.
Yeah, the length, but they're slim and there might be one recorded bite, but they're like docile.
Okay.
They're afraid of you. Smooth greyhound shark was a cool one. There's a lot of horn sharks.
Smooth greyhound shark.
Yeah.
So it's
Let me name all the sharks, and then we'll talk about
it's a real cool customer. Real smooth. It knows the smooth greyhound shark comes up to your girlfriend and her mom is like, "Oh, are you guys sisters?"
guys. For those at home, he's making a joke. Smooth greyhound shark would never do that. You could bring your sister to snorkel with them and look at them. You don't have to be afraid.
No, it's your girlfriend, and then he says your girlfriend and her mom. Are you guys sisters?
No, you're talking about the horned shark now.
Oh, the horned up shark, dude.
And then you can see seven gills, the biggest one out there. That's like the apex predator of that little micro area. And there's juvenile great white sharks out there, but I've never seen one, and I don't know if they're in the cove.
They give birth to live, like great whites give birth to live offspring, right? They don't lay eggs; they just like pop out a great white.
I think so, yeah.
And they're big old great white pussy.
Yes. I believe so because
big old.
Yeah, because they do it like that. Yeah, not all, but some sharks have eggs, but not great whites.
What about whale sharks? No, whale sharks have to give live birth.
Yeah,
there's no way they lay a giant fucking like Super Mario sized egg.
Yeah,
just out there in the bottom of the ocean.
I think that's about all the sharks out there. I think you have to go deeper to see more sharks, but those are the sharks that I've seen.
Really? Oh, you've seen all these sharks?
Yeah, I wouldn't have come on here and said you could go see those sharks if I had to confirm it with my own eyes.
Okay.
Not a great white. Well, actually, I did see a shark jump out of the water once, and it pretty much had to have been like a small great white, because I don't think a mako shark would come
out of the
that
water.
close to shore.
Why do they jump out of the water?
To just everyone likes to have fun. I think it would be really fun to do that.
Is it like it's like a reverse cannonball for them? Because it's like they're always in the water, so they just like going to the surface, so like cannonball, and then they breach into the air.
Yeah. Well,
like mortar shot. Hold on, I gotta pee real quick.
Do you edit it, or is it me and Brian here? Me and Brian.
Up to you. We could do a cut.
Don't edit this out, because now that he's going, you're friends. But do you edit it, or does he edit it?
You don't do shit. No.
Okay. Exactly.
I edit it. Yeah.
Yeah. So you can do whatever you want. And now, what does Austin do?
So, me as a comedian, right?
I haven't seen it, but sure.
I've seen his act. Have you seen his act?
Yeah, he actually took me on the road one time, so I've seen it.
Where'd you guys go?
Oregon.
Shit. All right.
And I think actually, Oregon and Washington, on one of the winery tours. It was really fun.
Do you like road trips like that?
Yeah. I wish I could do it more. I have a bunch of vacation time saved up in case I want to go on tour again.
Do you have places in mind, or just kind of like whatever kind of works out?
Yeah, I don't really have a lot of, because it's like, unless you're selling the tickets yourself, it's whatever pops up. Like, you just grab whatever opportunity comes up. That's
the best bet. If you could get on to a show, that way you're not responsible for the show.
Yeah.
He'd be like, "Hey, give us a Saturday night for." I play in a band, so music wise, it's like, "Hey, a good club. It's, hey, give us a Saturday night." If you fucking lunch it, then they're like, "Fuck you."
Yeah, I think actually, like in life, and I think they've studied this too in animals, like that. If you're like the second guy, like your life is better than like the main alpha guy.
Mm-hmm.
So like the headliner is putting everything together. You're gonna be happier as the feature. You're not figuring shit out. You just go up, you do your thing,
Yeah,
and then everything else is other people have to worry about it.
yeah. Wait,
And also, I think Austin is stupid. I don't know if you've. I don't know if you've.
Wait a minute, what's going on here?
and he stinks.
And we're back on the rails with Austin Train.
I think we'll leave that
you
in.
trying to take over my podcast?
Back
Blaze?
on the rails.
You could call it Shark Talk.
He is now doing drugs once more, and I am in charge of the podcast as.
It'd be funny if you got me to relapse so you could take over my podcast.
Yeah.
With 100 listeners.
I destroyed a man's life, but I gained an audience.
You don't know
all your
me, but you're like, hey, black shirt with the cameras, you're with me.
Yeah. But like all your sponsors are like BetterHelp and fucking vitamin waters and shit like that.
Liquid Death?
Liquid
That
Death.
used to be the main one. Yeah, BetterHelp. Have you
Better Death. That's my app. Where
Have
we
you
help
tried an
we talk
online
you through
therapist?
Suicide. What?
Have you tried an online therapist?
No.
Good, because I'd be offended. You could always talk to me.
And give me $100.
Yeah. I'm even better help with Blaze Tricoli.
Everything you do is just undercutting.
Yeah.
Undercutting therapy. You just like somebody's at the therapist's office and then you like rappel through the window. You're like, don't listen to this fucking nerd.
I could make you even happier than this guy.
Yeah.
You're just in the waiting room, and that's how you pick up your clients. I'm like, hey.
Yeah, like you're chatting them up while they're waiting, and then like they're like, "All right, are you my 3 o'clock?" And he's like, "Not anymore."
Yeah.
You ever have a hot therapist, Blaze?
Both the therapists that I've had were guys. Maybe I actually had one.
I repeat my question: have you ever had a hot Were either of these dudes hoochie papas?
I don't know. I'm pretty open minded when it comes to maybe not conventionally, but
I've had some hot therapists, dude.
wow.
But then you can't fully open up to them because you're worried.
You're trying to
about
make
what
them
they
think you're
might think
cool?
about you.
In your head, you're like, yeah,
Yeah,
I
you
can
see-
probably have sex.
You know, my biggest problem is that I care too much and I'm deeply into commitment. And great listener. I listen too well, actually.
Yeah,
It's a problem.
you just see them. Yeah, actually, everything's going great.
Yeah.
And I just don't know what to do with my millions of dollars.
Yeah.
And my,
You're talking
and my
about
huge
ritual.
penis.
Yeah.
The only thing I'm missing is someone to spend my money on.
Good times.
When does the podcast get more like serious, or do you try to do jokes the whole time?
Well, now that were you trying to get serious?
Yeah.
Okay, let's get
Darkwing
serious.
Duck style.
Darkwing Duck style, dude. Let's get serious.
Are you making? Is this more humor? You're making fun of me.
No.
You're gonna invite me on.
You want
this.
to talk about anything you want to talk about, Blaze?
Do you have a favorite animal?
Let's get serious.
Yeah. I guess favorite animal. That's because it's a rotating thing. I do have a cat, so it's like my strongest relationship with animals will be with my cat.
Yeah.
But in terms of just like wild animal, it's hard because if you feel like you have this connection to nature, you do get relatively the amount of like same excitement to see certain animals. I don't know which ones would win my heart, but they are certainly all competing for it.
My friend has 2 cats, and he has pictures on the wall. He has like cat of the week, and then he has jerk of the week, and he'll like switch between the cat.
That's good.
That's pretty good.
That was, dude. I walked into his house and I was like, "What is this?" It's like, "Yeah, he's been." Yeah, I was like, "This one's been kind of a dick lately."
He's just been an asshole this week.
Jerk. That was great.
I feel like with how cats are, it'd be like the same. They would act the same every week.
Yeah, it would just be I don't know. I've never been. Actually, I've been pretty close with a few cats, but I kind of gravitated more towards dogs growing up. The cats were like, whenever we had cats, it was like more my mom's cat. And the dogs are just like all of our dog. But mainly mine, because I'm the best.
Yeah, because you're the best. Can I be honest with you? Since ever since I requested that we get serious, I've been feeling way more anxiety. I feel like I'm not doing as well, and I would like to reject
Your application for
my
serious-
application for serious.
Okay.
Yeah, because now I want to leave.
Yeah.
It's too serious.
My name is Blaze Tricoli, and I'm reporting for serious matters.
Yeah,
You're in an interview, so I'm like, so do you have a favorite animal? You're like, oh shit, you're sweating bullets.
dude, I wish that's what. Yeah, job interview questions
Tell
are.
me
What's
about
your
the difference
favorite
between
animal?
velvet ants and regular ants. Oh shit!
They're not even ants.
Do you have a favorite block in Tetris? You're like, oh shit, I didn't think it was going to be this serious.
Favorite block in Tetris?
Is that the?
It's got to be
the color?
I like the four in a row.
With this like the bar?
I save that bastard whenever I get a Tetris. I'm like,
Oh yeah, because you could like knock down.
oh yeah, you fuck people
you like
up.
knock down multiple rows that way.
The green one like that. So
Oh, you got to lay those ones down flat.
well, they can fuck you up because they're
Yeah. Well, then they come down later. They'll fuck you up.
and sometimes if you're quick enough, you can slide one in.
Pacific angel shark, another shark that you have the possibility of seeing right here in La Jolla Coast.
Pacific Angel.
Pacific angel shark. It's a shark I forgot about, but you can see those.
They have a good PR team. That's a great name.
Yeah, haven't seen one, but I like it.
That hasn't done anything.
What if sharks are like, oh, this is the Atlantic fuckface shark.
I'm fucking swimming over here.
This is the Arctic bitch made motherfucker shark, dude. And he's like, all right, we got to get it with the new PR team.
I kind of feel like that's kind of what we did with like certain kinds of snake. There's like the hognose snake. I feel like that's just being,
That's fucked up, dude.
yeah, it's fucked up.
The bitch tit snake. And they're just like playing with the snake's tits. Like, look at this fucking fat fuck.
Well, that bird names are like that. There's a lot of tits in birds.
Oh yeah.
Tit mouse,
Tit mouse, dude.
the
my
dirty
favorite
tit
mouse.
bird.
Dirty.
Fucking
tit
floppy
vulture.
floppy tit mouse.
Yeah, the floppy tit mouse, the old titty fuck mouse bird. You ever heard of it?
I'm surprised you haven't heard that one.
They have the old stripper working the afternoon shift mouse.
Have you ever heard of the mommy milker finch?
Yeah.
That's my favorite one. Mature naturals finch.
The eastern bazonga meadowlark.
The Eastern Bazonga.
It's all just tits.
Yeah.
None of them even have huge tits. That's you're always disappointed when I see one of
You're
these.
running to the
It was actually
aviary
named
all
after
stoked.
the marine biologist Alfred Bazunkas.
This is
You an octopus or a squid guy?
octopus.
Yeah, I think everyone's an octopus.
Yeah,
Like, I don't
ever
know.
since that documentary. I mean,
Yeah, octopus games.
my teacher, the octopus.
My squid teacher. It's just like, because squids are dumb, right? And it's just like a.
They're all right.
It's just a
Well,
mentally
that's not-
handicapped guy hanging out with a squid. And the squid just keeps inking in his face, and he keeps going.
Have you ever had octopus?
Yeah.
It's good.
Yeah.
All right.
You can taste how
You're a
intelligent
monster
they are. What?
for eating octopus.
Why?
I'm judging you.
Why?
I don't know.
I don't know. Have you ever saved an octopus?
3?
No. You saved them?
No.
I saved a baby seal.
I've only hurt and killed things. That's my bad.
I saved a baby seal one time. What happened was it was after 2 a.m. and the baby seal was about to get into a truck with a couple of guys and it was drunk. And so I said, baby seal, take my phone, call your friends. And then, got the baby seal. Her friend picked her up.
What kind of baby seal?
It was the Pacific
Drunk
the
slut.
the Pacific floppy knockers leopard seal.
Do you know that seal milk has the highest sugar content out of all the mammal milks?
Really?
Yeah. So I think I've been looking to try to acquire some leopard seal milk. I think it'd taste really good.
Yeah.
I think it's thick though. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, probably.
Oof, fucking would love it though.
You make milkshakes with it.
Yeah, dude.
You wouldn't
And bring all the
need
boys to
ice
the
cream
yard.
because there's so much sugar in it.
Dude.
Why does it have so much sugar? Because of the blubber and shit or something?
Yeah, especially because it's in like I forget if it's North Pole or probably Antarctica, like the cold. So it's the highest fat content, highest sugar content.
Ah.
Yeah. And then you get into desert animals and they have this gross watery milk. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Like a camel milk is disgusting.
You ever drink camel milk?
Dude, it's all I've drank growing up, and then I got rich. Now leopard seal milk. So now it's a delicacy. So you think the angel sharks have a good PR team? No offense.
Yeah, Pacific Angel. That's a great name. It sounds like a car dealership.
I have a friend at work.
Pacific Angel Hyundai.
I have a Mexican friend at work named Angel.
Pacific Angel?
Do you think that's a good bit? What I just did?
Yeah. That's solid.
Write it down.
I thought we were trying to get serious. You keep throwing me for a loop here. Blaze is an alt comedian, so you
I am
never
not
know if he's
no.
serious or not.
I'm not an alt comedian. I'm a standard boilerplate, very funny comedian, one of the best of all time.
There's something different. I'm a funny comedian.
Yeah, I'm a very funny comedian.
Blaze is a Pacific Angel
Pacific Angel comedian.
I like that name a lot. It's a nice name.
Atlantic Angel Shark, not even as good, huh?
No. The AA shark?
So you want the rattlesnakes that I grew up around?
Hello, my name is Shark and I have a problem.
The AA.
Oh, I get it. Like Alcoholics Anonymous.
Or you call up the Atlantic Angel Shark. You're like, uh-oh, my boat broke down. Can you
I don't understand
change
this
my
one.
sail?
Oh, AAA?
Oh, yeah.
Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah. The Atlantic Angel Ass Shark.
What about this name? Pacific Coast Rattler.
That sounds sick. Dude.
Yeah, that's a good one too. Yeah, Pacific.
Is that a snake?
Yeah, it's the rattlesnake around here. Is
The
Pacific Coast
rattler?
Speckled rattlesnake. We also have Western Diamondback is one of the more
I don't
popular
like
ones.
Speckled. That sounds kind of like it's half finished.
When you
Like
see
there's
them, they're
speckled
very
paint
cool.
on
They're very, very cool snake. I'd be excited to see one.
Okay. Forgot what I was
Will they
gonna
all
say.
fuck you up if you got bitten?
Yeah, I think there's like a couple snakes that are only mildly venomous, but like most thing is at least a hospital visit.
Okay.
I almost got my brothers had a boa constrictor, and one time I put my face up to the glass and it fucking like sprang at me.
It scared you because
Yeah.
you were a coward at that age, right? and stupid because you didn't think the glass could stop it.
Well, the glass did stop it.
Yeah, but you jumped. So
Yeah,
you were
I
a
was 5.
coward and stupid. Yeah.
Coward.
And do you think that was the start of your problems? To bring it back to how serious this is.
Wait a minute, now we're getting serious? God, these old
I'm trying to give you even better help.
Even better help.
That's us. We're sponsored by Vital Wild and Even Better Help.
Is that a coconut water or something?
Yeah, this is James Schrader's company.
Oh, I love James.
Yeah.
He
Actually really good.
The Vital Wild.
Yeah.
Well, now we got to plug Blaze's even better
help.
Yeah. EVH.
And we're sponsored by James Schrader. Who is a comedian. An even better comedian than Austin. Not me.
Get that straight. You look right into the
He's
camera.
recognized as a better comedian than me. Gets more stage time, more booked, and has made more of a career out of it than me.
But it has yet to
I'm
be
better.
determined. Yeah.
Yeah.
Officially.
Yeah. Once we're dead and the comedians are
I
ranked,
remind you, not a
assure
fact-checking podcast.
Not a fact-checking podcast. Don't need to, because the facts. This is where people go
to get the facts.
Their facts checked.
We call it the no spin zone.
Yeah, this is the
It would be funny if I said
origin of truth.
The no spin zone, and then I spun around in this chair.
I would have hated that.
Hold on. It's not.
Just
I don't know.
knock
I don't have
over
enough
everything.
room. Just knock over everything. The all spin zone.
I think I've seen a mongoose one time.
Shit. You know what's fucked up? Mongoose aren't even geese, dude.
And geese, they're not even ducks.
They're not?
Next question.
Okay. When did you see a mongoose at?
It was in a field.
I didn't know I thought they only lived in like Africa and India and shit.
Probably, I might be thinking of a different animal.
You're just thinking of a dog. You saw just a dog.
It was one of those skinny things that's in the mongoose family, and I saw one in California one time.
A badger,
No, but the same thing as
a
like
Tasmanian devil,
no, it's in the same family as a mongoose, and it probably is a type of.
a Pacific angel, Tasmanian devil.
What are the animals they're long, slender, and they're predators? Edit this out.
Ferret.
Yeah, ferret.
Oh, ferret.
Yeah.
I was gonna make a joke about a penis, and then I was like, oh, let me mention a person, but then
Yeah, and if it wasn't a ferret, it was in that type because there's a bunch of animals
What do
that are like
ferrets get?
ferret related.
ferrets, but like mongoose take on snakes, but ferrets can't do shit. Like ferrets are,
No, they're predators. They would
Yeah,
probably
but
kill a
like-
snake.
they would fuck up a snake.
I think so. Yeah.
Because I've heard about ferrets getting torn apart by dogs.
Well, I mean,
Well, you can't win them all.
Yeah,
They're still small. It's like
dog, ferret, snake. Go. It's like rock, paper, scissors.
reminds me of that.
Snake kills dog kills ferret kills snake.
You ever watch Cat Dog growing up? Sorry, I have ADHD.
No, I remember Cat Dog.
That was a good show. We were so lucky to have shows like Cat Dog.
Yeah, it's like Cat Dog is like, where does he poop?
He doesn't. It's a perfect animal.
Yeah.
He just keeps getting bigger.
What if it was like, instead of human centipede, it was human cat dog? And then they was just a horror movie.
How does it work?
I don't know.
They're kissing?
No, like they just like, they're like two torsos.
Just have a dog on your ass.
Yeah.
Just following you around.
Yeah.
You just shit.
You shit and then it immediately eats its own shit.
Here, I got another. Here's a question. Serious one. So,
Thank God.
which you like better, possums or raccoons?
I guess.
Because they're
I don't
actually,
know.
you think about it, they're both pretty cute. I mean,
Possums?
yeah. If you look at them, they're pretty
there's
cool,
a lot-
cool guys.
There's a lot I like about possums, and I like that possums are weird and have a strange sort of demeanor about them that's different. But like,
Do you identify with possums?
honestly,
You feel like that's a description of you?
I'm probably more like a possum than a raccoon.
I hear that. Yeah.
Whenever you're
But-
bombing on stage, you play dead.
It's hard not to love like the raccoons they're fun. You know what I mean? They're also a little dangerous.
But they could be motherfuckers.
They fuck you up, dude.
Whereas like a possum, they're scared. You know, they're just like, hey.
We were at my friend's house one time and we heard something in the trees and it was like a legit raccoon fight. And it was like, it woke up his parents. His parents were like, keep it down. And he's like, no, Mom. It's like, there's 2 raccoons in the trees fighting.
And then so they go open the window, keep it down out there. Like they're going to listen.
Yeah.
I like them both. There's a time and a place for possums and raccoons in my life. And in my belly.
Do people eat?
You got to eat them both.
Yes, do people eat raccoons?
I've never heard of raccoon or possum meat, but I'm sure somebody's
possum
tried
would be easier to kill.
to catch. Yeah, they're a little bit slower.
Well, they play dead because they have no they have no
fast.
defense mechanisms other than that. Raccoons will fuck you. They have hands.
Yeah,
Raccoons like you want to throw hands.
Possums are a little faster though than you would think, and they also have teeth. But yeah, I guess they play dead, and they look weird and gross when they they have like a better body and face for acting like they're dead.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, raccoons are cute, but they're ferocious.
I think I just remember this one time, empathized with this guy, an opossum. He's running for his life across the street, and I slowed down to almost a stop. It looks like he's giving it everything he's got not to get hit, and I'm like, I'm stopped. I would have hit you, and he's like, little legs just going. He's like, don't hit me, don't hit me, don't hit me. And I'm like, yeah, that'd be like me if I'm trying to cross the street. I'm like just some fat dude. Don't hit me, please. I'm like, that's my spirit animal right there, eating garbage, being slow.
Yeah,
raccoons eat more garbage than possums.
Yeah,
well, I guess
they by a lot. They're known for it.
They're garbage
They're
guys.
scamps.
Yeah. I like that. Scamps.
Yeah.
They're under the genus scamp.
Yeah, I would need a context so I could really pick. You know what I mean? Like, am I starting a baseball team?
Your daughter brings home a raccoon, or she brings home a possum to take her to the prom.
I would rather it be a raccoon because I know a raccoon is gonna fuck her, and I don't want my daughter to be disappointed.
Prom night?
Yeah.
This raccoon's gonna blow her back out.
Yeah. Raccoon would do whatever my daughter wanted.
Yeah.
You think the possum would have performance anxiety?
I think that
the possum would like you get scared and lose its boner and be like, "This never happens."
No, I think what they would do was play possum, and then she would just be like, "So you want to do anything?" And it's just going to be plain possum.
Yeah, just immediately.
It's like, this is what I you're watching what I do.
How do possums? You know, I always think about like how different animals mate. Wait, how do spiders mate? I thought they put like sperm on its like claws
they put
and then
just
like
on the
fingers.
pedipalps, and they take the pedipalps and then they kind of rub the other spider's clitoris for a little bit.
The spiders have clitoris?
Well, yeah, they do, and then they have to do this dance where they spin around, and then they're 69ing, and then he pulls the pedipalps, he shoots cum first in her eye, so that way, because they're bigger and they eat the males, it makes it so it's easier for him to get the rest of his cum into her butthole, which that's just what the spider wanted to do. And then, he's shooting cum everywhere, and he's like, hopefully some gets in the right spot. Because these male spiders, they don't know what they're doing. They just want to have fun.
Just blasting. Yeah. It's like Splatoon.
Yeah.
Blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, since it's, yes. And they have some of the most erotic pornos you ever see if you look at spider porn. Yeah.
You go to Pornhub.
Yeah, but
what if it's like spider?
Don't be careful the computer you search this stuff on, because spiders, think about it, they don't live longer than a year old. So these are some young spiders you're watching. even a long-lived spider would be maybe some like 5-year-old tarantula. Average lifespan of a spider is like a year. So it's going to be illegal.
Really? What's the oldest bug?
We're not fact checking, right?
Not
So I can just make up.
Well, that's probably like lobsters. I mean, if you consider them, they're arthropods. But they're not technically bugs, but like they're pretty close, and they just live forever. They keep getting bigger, or they get eaten or starve. They never like die. They're never supposed to die, which is crazy.
Yeah, I heard that, but I bet there's like some size where then they don't live.
Like they sink. And
like they're they stop moving. I don't know. They
probably
get sick. I don't know. Oldest bug. I know that monarchs travel this farthest out of any bug, thousands of miles, right? Man, I don't know if I know the oldest bug. Which bug lives the longest? Fuck. I wish I knew that. Everyone's Blaze, bring the animal facts. You knew how
stumped Blaze.
Oldest bug.
There's probably some kind of spider, right? Is it like the bigger a bug is, the longer it lives?
I don't know. We're not fact checking, and we're never going to learn this.
Yeah.
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 Okay. I'm glad we came to terms with that.
I think it's the opposite. It's the smallest.
Really?
Yeah, the bugs with the...
It's like people, like, smaller people live longer.
Yeah. Probably a bacteria.
I don't know. That's not like a bug, though. It's a bacteria.
Yeah, but there's a bacteria propping up the oldest living bug. So you think
behind every oldest living bug...
Listen, edit this out.
There's a great bacteria. No, this is all staying in, baby.
Just like me last night with a woman close to you that you would care about, that you would get offended by.
You know what, Blaze? More of Blaze's alt comedy.
Oh.
You know, I remember I said this to somebody. I said, I fucked every woman you've ever cared about.
You said that to a guy?
Yeah, dude.
Was he upset about you saying?
Whoa!
I'm never cared
and
about
I also
a woman.
killed a bunch of spiders.
Yeah.
And I said, this is Blaze.
Oh, fuck.
The spiders are going to fuck you. They're going to come bite you. All right. I think we're at an hour.
Yeah.
We're at an hour plus. All right.
All right. So we can start.
Yeah. Now we can start the podcast.
All right. Well, welcome to Off the Rails with Austin Train. I'm your host, Blaze Tricoli. And
I am Austin
producer
Train,
Brian Gower
reporting for podcast.
My favorite animal is my cat Siri. She is a Bengal Siamese mix.
All right.
That's been the podcast.
All right. Thanks, guys. Like and subscribe. And also you can follow Blaze on Blue Sky.
Instagram. My name is Blaze. Just search Blaze Tricoli on Instagram. You'll find me. DM me. I am single.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. This guy is available.
We're going through a pretty bad divorce, so if anyone wants to talk,
he's a great conversationalist, great guy. Thanks for being on the pod, Blaze, and
Thank
good
you for
luck with
having
your
me.
divorce.
Thank you, Al. Thank you very much.
This is Blaze Tricoli, and I'm reporting for divorce.
Court.
All right, bye, guys.